Jay Banerjee, core faculty for the College of Health Sciences and Public Policy at Walden University. And in this segment, I'm going to be going over the Healthy People 2030. And this is a very important. I've made videos on Healthy People 2030, but in the context of women's health, this is a very important um, uh, strategic sort of theoretical framework. Let's go ahead and get started. This is actually for women, there's a lot of different objectives that are there. And you can kind of see on the right, which one are the targets that are met. And when we say targets that are met, we're saying that the objectives that we're looking for, actionable SMART goal objectives, they are either met, improving, or getting worse. And 11 is little or no detectable change, and that can be bad too because if they're below the below the line of not meeting objectives, and if that's no detectable charge, then that's a problem. So let me just go ahead and go through this. So women experience unique health challenges from, for example, from pregnancy, childbirth, and menopause. So what is distinguished among women than men is that women go through phases of life where childbirth and pregnancy are all different components of a woman's life. A pregnancy and childbirth can lead to serious long-term health problems. And I have talked about maternal mortality too, which is high in the United States. So let me just go through and provide some examples here. So in general, the reduction in iron deficiency in females aged 12 to 49. So that's something that is important to keep in mind, because having iron deficiency can not only hurt the fetus, but also hurt women in general. Wanted to kind of click on something here, and you can see there's no change here, and you can get more information on detailed data for this support, for this objectives right here. So most recent data, 22.6%, and target is 21.7. So there's a desired direction of decrease, not stay the same. So this is not quite reaching the goals that were meant. So coming back to some of the different topics that are necessary to understand women's health is cancer, family planning, foodborne illnesses, osteoporosis, and pregnancy and childbirth. And then finally, sexually transmitted infections, tobacco use, and vaccination. So there are quite a few objectives here for women. I'm not going to go over all of them, but what I can do is tackle each of the problems one by one so that you can kind of see what is going on. I don't want to make this one video so long that it's hard to follow. So let's take a look at, I went over general, now let's look at cancer. And reducing the female breast cancer death rate, that has been improving, and that's always a good sign. And then also increasing the proportion of females who get screened for breast cancer. And as you know, this is mammogram is a very powerful and amazing tool to be using for understanding breast cancer. And there's the hormone negative, HER2 new breast cancer, and then hormone positive. The hormone negative is actually much more difficult to treat because of the fact that there's receptors in hormone positive where you can kind of latch on and treat, whereas in negative you don't. So that's something that probably should be included as one of the screening, as one of the objectives. Then cervical cancer is a very difficult disease because of the fact that it comes from a virus, and Of course, HPV, four types of HPV have more likely to have cervical cancer. Although there's four uh, strains of herpes that causes cervical cancer, um, or not herpes, human papillomavirus HPV. There's actually other types of HPV that can cause cancer as well that are little known, but my original research has shown that. So get screened for HPV. Those that might be um, listening to this lecture, and then increase the proportion of females at increased risk who get genetic counseling for breast and or ovarian cancer. And so that's developmental. So just to summarize, there's a reduction in breast cancer death rate, which is good, but then there's still room to be improving proportion of females who get screened. So a lot of this has to do with decreasing breast cancer by increasing screening, HPV, and four subtypes of HPV screening, and then genetic counseling for breast and ovarian cancer. I hope this has made some sense. Thank you for listening.